everybody, welcome back to the Lucky Labo YouTube channel. Today we're going to take out the S14 for a little drive, and we're also going to kind of explain where we are with this build, what are the plans, what are we going to do with it, and show you the condition currently, so we have a reference of where we started and then where we're going to end up. So, first things first, this thing does not have any seatbelt buckles. This is an S15 seat that I have swapped in just to be able to drive it. It had some pretty gnarly OMP racing seats. I had to take those out. So let's get into a walk around of the car. I'm going to flip around the camera and just show you some stuff in the interior first. And then we can look at the exterior and then the coup de grace, the engine. Here we have pretty standard interior stuff. We have the stock cluster with a lot of mileage on there. I don't believe that's the original face, or if it is, not sure if that is the actual cluster for this car. We have a steering wheel out of a Series 1 R33. That fits in with the theme of the drivetrain and gives a little hint as to what's inside for onlookers. Very nice uncracked dash. We still have all of the AC controls, some random head unit. We're gonna be getting rid of that. Boost controller, a Profec Type B. I'm told that this does not actually function. Greddy turbo timer, this will be for sale. I don't see me using that. We have a Haltech airflow air fuel ratio meter. I'm going to be taking that out. Yeah, pretty standard. There's no seat on the passenger side right now, but as you can see, the interior is very clean. We actually have leather rear seats, which is very cool. Let's see the first party trick. Let me open the door here. All right, so we have Lambo doors. Would you look at that? All right, let's close up this door here and get into the exterior. So I bought this car sight unseen off of Facebook Marketplace. It does have a drivetrain that's very desirable. It has a very cool exterior paint color, and it has a lot of bits that make it very interesting. You really, sometimes when you buy these cars, you sort of have to get into the mindset of the previous owner and try to figure out what they were going for. You know, I'll let you be the judge. I already have my ideas, but here we go. So starting with the exterior, we have this beautiful Midnight Purple 3. LV4 is the paint code. This is from the R34 GTR. I think this is a pretty good execution of the color. Sadly, I had a mishap here with the jack stand. We're going to be fixing that eventually. There is some damage on the front as well. So we can take care of that at the same time. But as you can see from this angle, we're getting a lot of copper. And as we turn, you get the teal color and obviously the purple. So other things to note about the exterior is that the over fenders and body kit is molded. So I didn't know this before I bought it, but whoever did it, credit to them. It's actually well done. It's 20 over in the front, 20 over in the rear. We have some crazy CTSV 6-pot brakes in the front. And then we go to the back where we have some Z34 Akebono and we have Z32 rear rotors. So this is actually not hooked up to anything. This whole setup is going to change, and later in the video I'll explain what's going to happen. So we come to the front where we have the coolest part. I'm leaving it running because the battery might die otherwise. It's a little bit loud, but we can deal with it. So here we have an RB25 S1. So we are running a GT3076R Gen 2 with a 63 AR rear housing. This is a V-band setup, V-band tile rear housing. We also have a tile 44mm wastegate. So this is all tied together by the Future Fab manifold. I'll get some beauty shots of that because it's such a great manifold. It really transforms the sound and makes it sound great. My friend Alex, he made a very awesome downpipe and wastegate situation. Basically what we did is we took the single 44mm tile and we recirculated that back into the exhaust flow into the downpipe. And he created the downpipe in such a way where we can actually put a brake booster in here. I turned it off so we can have a little bit better explanation of what's going on here. The turbo is a Garrett GTX 3076R Gen 2. We have a tile rear housing that is a 63 AR, so very small for this turbo, but it spools up super fast. On that we have a 44mm tile wastegate that has been recirculated into the downpipe very cleverly by Alex at Corsa. He's created the downpipe in a way to where we can add in a brake booster and have a lot of clearance, not only for the booster but also for the steering shaft. He made a whole video on that I'll link in the description if you want to see the process. We have a Greddy intake plenum with an old school Greddy fuel rail, so very cool on that end. And then we have a front mount intercooler with custom piping by Corsa. We went with a very cool finish. I'm gonna plan to do that on this piece as well, so we have it all matching. The housing is finished in that, and then also the manifold. Looks very good, keeps it clean. Good stuff. So on this setup, E85, we made 404 wheel horsepower at 10 psi. Very good numbers. The torque curve is almost immediate and goes to red line. Boost and power build all the way to red line. I know 10 psi is quite low. We ran out of fuel pump, and to be honest with you, I feel like 400 horsepower is really the perfect amount for this chassis. If we get a little more confident and we want to take it to the next level, It's very easy with this turbo setup to ramp up the boost and get more power. My general thoughts on this car is that it's super rad. I love the color. I love the engine package. You know, the RB has always interested me from the beginning of my journey with 240SX. I always wanted to do an RB26 swap, but I think this is a good compromise. It's less complicated, can make great power. And, you know, it also looks like an RB26 when you put the covers on there. So you get the added benefit of, you know, tried and true RB25 power without the overcomplicated ITB setup and the things associated with that. So plans for this car, I do want to take it slow compared to, you know, the S13 build that we did previously. I feel like I got burned out because I was constantly thinking about all the imperfections and everything that went wrong with the build. Not to say anything majorly went wrong, but supply chain, as many people know, in 2022 is a big problem. So I'm going to be realistic about what parts we can get and what we want to do with this. But we really don't have too much to do, if that makes sense. My main goals for this car are to change the wheel and brake package along with the suspension. I want to get some nice coilovers with the correct spring rate. I want to simplify the brakes, go to either Z32 or R33 front and rear brakes. The car does not currently have an e-brake. It's not connected to anything. So I want to sort that out. I want to get rid of the carbon fiber hood and carbon fiber trunk. We're going to do Zenki S14 taillights. So I hate this and I hate these. We're going to be doing Zenki S14 taillights. I feel like the longer I look at those and the longer I look at Koki taillights, the Zenki just looks and flows with this body way better. So it's against popular opinion, but we're gonna go with a really nice set of Zenki taillights. It's gonna make this thing look a lot less loud. I think that the color sort of speaks for itself and doesn't need all these extra accessories here. So the plan is for the wheels to do LMGT4 Amori spec, so 10.5 plus 15. They're 18-inch, obviously. It's going to fit very similar to this. I think that's the spec of these current wheels. You know, quite honestly, they could be spaced out in the rear and given a little bit of camber in the front, and it would do great. In terms of the exhaust, we have a Corsa-Tech extra special exhaust with a slight turn down trumpet. I love how this sounds. The way Alex builds exhausts, he's just got a knack for it. He really can put together a great system. The Lambo doors aren't really for me. They are well done, I must say. You know, they function fine. I know this is a short video, but I just wanted to give a baseline update of what the car looks like now, what the condition is, and what are the things that I'm going to focus on. So we're going to do a lot of videos. I'm going to be trying to release at least 2 a week of this build process. So I hope you enjoy. You know, smash the like button, comment, subscribe. It really helps us out. So I thank you a lot. And head to the Lucky Labo store. We actually have a new t-shirt for the last build, the Lucky Labo S13. This was designed by Hot Boy Gray, super rad dude. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.